beautiful day. Wouldn't you say? I love you. It's Saturday, so I wanted to take an extra moment of silence there, which I realize it's kind of a misnomer to keep calling it that when, yes, while I'm recording it, it's silent. But after I post them, I put music in the beginning, so it's not really silent. I digress. Today, I am so grateful for so many things. The first thing I want to express some deep gratitude for today is not only did I receive this wonderful gift yesterday, I got a visit from two of my best friends, and we got to talk about all of our nerdy interests, role-playing games, and writing, and what movies and all of that we'd seen lately that were great. And so I want to say that I think my first thing to be thankful for is communion, that time that we set aside to spend with those that we love and care about, because it's never just nothing, you know. When we give of our time, we give of ourselves. So to set time aside for someone that we care about, to spend time communicating with them, is sacred. It is that sacred seed of community itself, that without it we wouldn't have society. And so I can't even begin to describe how fantastic of an evening that was. And I am so very thankful for the experience of it. And that leads me into thing number 2 that I am deeply grateful for. And that is that stories are a natural byproduct of socialization. As we want to share our experiences, we create stories. And the thing is that stories are magic. They are the magic that everyone's looking all around for. They have the power to inspire us, to imprison us. They have the power to confuse us, and the power to liberate us. Stories are amazing, and I am deeply thankful that they exist. Number 3 reason for deep gratitude today is it's hard to pick just one. Oh. stimulating conversations. It doesn't matter where they come from, as long as you got your ears open, your mind open, your heart open, you're going to find them all around you. Because if all three of those things are open, then there's that high likelihood that you're already a stimulating person, and you're probably already stimulated by whatever you're doing. Being in that state is going to naturally attract more people seeking that state and in that state. And inevitably that's going to lead to greater and greater expression of that state. So I think that stimulating conversation is a gift to each and every one of us that we give ourselves and the person we're interacting with at the same time. That's a beautiful thing. Your story is your own. Speaking of stories and this whole idea, we define what it is that makes us happy. Or we accept the definitions that were given to us at some point in the past and never question them again. One of the two. I think that you can either play that role, live as this character you've identified yourself as, and if it works for you, if you're enjoying it, if you're having fun and loving your life, then I would say you're doing great. If you don't enjoy your particular story right now, I would encourage you to remember that it's your story. You get to decide it. If you're playing a character in a role right now that leaves you feeling less than fulfilled, if it's something lacking desirability, perhaps it's because you haven't really tried that hard to pick a new role. I mean, maybe you have, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's the world's fault and you're stuck where you're at and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's not your story, someone else is writing it. If that's the case for you, well, argue for your limitations and they're surely yours. But realistically, you get to make decisions every moment. So make some new ones. Don't keep saying it's hard or I don't know. Nobody knew how to make an airplane until somebody did it right the first time. Nobody knew how to build a skyscraper until somebody did it right the first time. Nobody knew how to create a democracy. But, man, let's stay away from that one, because, well, it could be argued there hasn't been one done right yet. But that's maybe a conversation for another time. I would say that you can take a second and use the why analysis. The why analysis is whatever the reason or excuse that you have why you can't change what your story is right now. Write it down. And then go down to the next line on that piece of paper and write the word why. put a question mark, and then answer that on the next line. When you finish that answer, go down to the next line, and I want you to write why, and answer it on the next line. When you finish that answer, go down to the next line, and write why. And just continue that ad infinitum, ad nauseum, to see what you come up with. A lot of life, we rely on our memories for our analysis. But our memory is fallible, and not only that, but if it only takes place behind your eyes, it's difficult to see when you're lying to yourself. So if you write it down, you're coming face to face with it to an extent. And in doing that, you're going to get a lot clearer sense and idea of what your why is for why your story can't change. And, you know, one of the great things about every story that's ever happened ever is when a character figures out why something is the way it is, they then develop a plan to change it, because that's what's inherent. You always can, you just need to come to clarity on where you're at. You can't know that unless you know your why. So figure out your why. I love you. Oh, so much. And I hope you have a sensational, sensuous Saturday night. And remember to have fun.